Welcome back to All the Cars I've Loved Before, your authoritative podcast on automotive nostalgia, where every car tells a story, every machine has a soul, and every car has a culture. Time to plug in, dust off, and get little grease and memories on your hands. Hey, welcome back. It's been a while. We've been off, and let's see. Gosh, I don't know if we've ever gone this long, a couple of weeks without recording. So, of course, I'm going to be rusty, but we'll just we'll make sure maybe the most exciting thing. The show is heard around the world, but we have some, before we talk about our new international listeners in the Philippines, I'm going to tell you about the good folks listening in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I'm sure they are hitting the links while listening to us. Frisco, Texas, and Elmira, New York, where I could be wrong on this, but I think Mark Twain was either born in Elmira, New York, or wrote a lot of his stories, Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court, etc. Elmira, New York. Welcome to new listeners from Elmira. Of course, Maryland, which is where Doug is based. Baltimore, Maryland, Frederick, Maryland, Sykesville, Maryland. Welcome. But I have to say a big international thank you. Yes, the show is heard around the world, to our listeners in the Philippines. Specifically, want to get the name right, Tagbilaran City in Bohol. Bohol is a province in the Philippines. So welcome. Feel free to drop us a line. Oh, wait. Let's be more specific. The city of Tagbilaran is a component city and capital of the province of Bohol in the Philippines. How do you like that, partner?
Love it.
We are heard
You did great.
Around the world.
You
Love
did
it.
Great.
Well, welcome to everybody. Feel free to drop us a line. Getting on the show is as easy as sending an email. And I always masker this when I say it, but linktr.ee/carsloved. linktr.ee/carsloved. And it's the modern equivalent to me, it's a switchboard, because, everybody's presences. You're able to see where we are on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not having a good hair day like you. You must have gotten your hair cut or something. Looking fantastic. I'm having a bad hair day. So I am wearing this 300Z hat. Pretty 300 stylish. 300ZX hat that I stole from you last time I was there, because I'm from, I live in Florida. He lives in Maryland. And when I visit, it gets really cold. I'm forever stealing his jackets, scarves, hats, gloves, etc. And this one just made it. This is such a hat I'm fond of. And, by the time he realizes it's missing, I'm sitting on the beach in Pensacola. So it's really
it's missing.
Beautiful, if not sneaky thing. See, exactly. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. But on enough banter, are we ready to introduce today's guests, or what else do we have going on?
We are, but given that you have a Nissan 300ZX hat, Nissan from Japan, right?
Amen.
I think
you got it.
I think it's only appropriate that this episode is going to be about JDM cars. And with us today, we have Muhammad Azeem. Nobody knows JDM cars better than this guy. He is a importer of JDM cars. He spent some time in Japan and lives in Northern Virginia. And I might be buying my first JDM car through him. Maybe, Christian, we can talk you into it. But for those who've seen Fast and Furious franchise, this guy knows all the numbers and codes, and he's plugged in. So without further ado, Muhammad, please introduce yourself.
Thank you for inviting me, Doug. And my name is, as you have, everyone know, my name is Muhammad Azeem, and I was born in Karachi, Pakistan, the economic hub of Pakistan, the metropolitan city. And in 2010, I got a job in a Japanese used car exporting company. It was MDK Japan, and they offered me if I can run their business as a general manager. So I took over that company, and then from 2010 till 2022, when I moved to USA, I was, running their company, and I was buying, I was bidding, I was selling cars all over the world, in South America, in Northern America, in Russia, in Europe, in Africa. So mostly all the third world countries who cannot produce their own cars, and they have to import cars from Japan, and mostly those countries who import right-hand driving cars. So I was exporting cars, and I was, I mean, in my job, dealing with the shipping companies, dealing with the exporters. I mean, that was my job. So that I mean, I came into this business of JDM cars, and that's my intro.
That that's so. I know Doug has some more questions, but I found it so interesting how with the company that you're running, you found it very important to have representatives that spoke the languages in the different different countries that you run. Could you talk a little bit about that? That helps make things easier, making inroads into those markets.
Yeah. So everyone who is listening and have been to Japan, they know that when they go to Japan, they find it difficult. I mean, normally in Tokyo, you will find people who can speak English, but you won't find people. They even cannot say no. If a Japanese has to say no, he will make this style kind of no. That means no to them. So most of the exporters in Japan, they find the salespeople in Karachi, Pakistan, because they can speak a lot of languages. You will find a Russian speaker, you find a German speaker, and you find a Spanish speaker there. So they make their call center, they make their sales office there, and then they run their companies. They outsource their companies.
Okay, and I'm sorry, Doug, I didn't mean to jump in here, but Mohammed has this enthusiasm and energy that's infectious. I mean, I was about to take a nap before this show, but he's just got me so revved up. It's fantastic. Over to you, Doug.
Yeah, no worries. And yeah, Mohammed, my brother-in-law is Japanese. So he and I were I'm sure you understand the phenomenon of living there. He's actually lived in the US longer than he lived in Japan, but I'm like, why are Japanese cars in such good shape? Like these cars, like Americans just beat the crap out of cars. It just happens. He just said the Japanese just take really good care of their cars. They treasure them like a house, like furniture. Is that your feeling as well?
Yes, that's my feeling as well. In the schools, in the Japanese schools, when the kids they arrive at the school, the first 30 or 20 minutes is that they just do the broom and they just clean the school by themselves. Even I've seen the bank managers in the Japan that when they came and they just clean everything because when I was in my office, there was no concept of an office boy in Japan. So that is why it is their habit that they keep their cars very clean. But the only thing is that you will find in the Japanese car is the cigarette burn because they smoke.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. That's one downside, but that's the only one. So speaking of Japanese cars, and it seems like you've owned quite a few of them. Your very first car was a 2016 Toyota Vitz manual. If you would tell our listeners how you got the car. I know in America it's called something else, and you know all the internal codes. But tell us how you acquired the car, how long you had it, any great stories about it.
Yeah. So because when I started with that company was not even under 10, like not in the top 10. So we started the sales and gradually we took it to the top 10. So the company's owner, Mr. Awan Arshad, he gifted me my first car and he
wonderful.
Sent it from Japan and I just received it at the Karachi port. I cleared it and that was my first Yaris. So for the listeners, they know that in Northern America it's Yaris and there in Japan it's Vitz.
Okay, wonderful. And you had that car for a while.
Yeah, and then I sold it, and then they sent another Yaris. Honda Insight, which was hybrid, and Honda Insight is, by the way, in America also with the same Honda Insight. Yeah, that was my second. It's a very sportish look. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a sporty Civic in America, right? Yeah, exactly. And sorry, I didn't ask. What color was the Vitz and what color was the Insight?
Okay, they were silver.
Silver, my favorite color.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
True story. So yeah, here's a guy. His company car is a company car, literally, right? And then I think the car our listeners are going to be really excited about is a car that you probably imported yourself, I think. into the United States. Maybe it's your daily driver. Can you tell us about it?
It's not my daily driver, but I just keep
Okay.
it for sometimes maybe weekends or the car shows. It's Integra. It's non-Type R, and it is manual shift, but it's a D2 engine, one of the greatest engine Honda has ever produced.
Hi, this is Christian with To All the Cars I've Loved Before, your authoritative podcast on automotive nostalgia. Hey, have you ever thought to yourself, I love this show so much, I wish it would come out weekly instead of bi-weekly? Well, guess what? You asked, we answered. Henceforth, that means from now on, you're going to get a piping hot new episode of To All the Cars I've Loved Before, weekly instead of bi-weekly. How do you like that? We will see you on your mobile telephone streaming device of choice weekly from now on.
And that's a DC2, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and what makes it the greatest engine? I'll take your word for it.
I was just about to ask the same words coming out of my mouth. Sorry, go ahead, Mohammed.
Yeah, because of the reliability, because of the performance. That makes the greatest engine, But if you talk about in details about the JDM engines, mostly Americans, since our audience is mostly Americans, they are listening. They just love one JZ GTE engine. It comes in 3 cars: Mark II, Crown, Chaser, and some other car. It comes. So this is normally the guy that do the drifting, the guy that do the racing. They normally like that engine. Toyota, as per Toyota, they says that they have ever produced 2 greatest engine. One of them is one JZ GT, and the second one is 2 JZ GT, which comes in the Supra.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, those are the engines to have. Legendary, right? And do you think those cars were legendary before? I mean, I remember going to high school. And I graduated in 1991, and a friend of mine had a Mark II Supra, and man, I just thought that was the coolest car. I think 2.8 liter inline 6. It was so cool.
Yeah,
this would have been mid 80s.
It was probably 86, 87.
Okay.
Go ahead, what?
Go ahead.
I think 87, 88 is when Mark III Super came out, so it was a little bit before that. If I'm correct,
gotcha.
At least over here, right? It's a little bit different. And of course, some cars, right? You were telling us before the show, some cars stop being imported into the U.S. or stop being made in the U.S., but they live out longer years overseas. For instance, like I think like the RX-7, right? FD RX-7, which is also famous from Fast and the Furious.
Yes, 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
And we're going to have to pull in and talk about his website, the mdkjapan.com. What do you remember about that, your buddy Supra from high school, Doug?
So it was Mike Supra. I just remember he got it used, and
yeah, I'm back.
It's no problem. He was it's funny. I think he was a smoker back then, but it was just such a cool car. It had a sunroof, it had pop-up headlights, it was rear-wheel drive, it was a stick shift. It was just such a cool car. And I think we saw something similar when I was visiting you a few years ago in that red Supra.
Come to find out, my middle son fell in with the owner of that car, a young man who has it, and he let my middle son.
Drove it, right?
He drove it, and I said, "Son, that is a really special piece of history, the time capsule that you're driving." And he'd never been behind the wheel of anything like that, so a real treat. Go ahead, Muhammad. I think you were going to say something.
Yeah, I think in my intro, I just left one thing that people might think that I'm still sitting in maybe in Japan, but I am in USA. I'm in Virginia. And I came here in July 2022. And when I came here, I was also went in depression that what I will do in America, because my skill set is not as per the American market. And the cars I see on the roads, they all are left-hand drive. So then I search, and some people, just searched the JDM cars, and I saw some of JDM dealers. They are doing business in all over America. Every state I find two, three dealers. So someone told me that there is a JDM car policy here that you can import 25 years old car in USA. So I contacted my old company. I still have very good contacts with them because I ended on a very good notes. And they said, okay, we can ship you one car and let's see how it goes. And I brought first R32 white with a big rear spoiler. And when it arrived on the Baltimore port, I just posted it on the Facebook marketplace. And in just, some hours, I got a client from Tampa, Florida. And the guy said, I need this car. Don't sell it to anyone. And I said, okay, no problem. So I just gave him the price and he said, okay. And he was very happy with that car, So,
so that's a good point. And boy, you said something in it, and several thoughts kind of hit me at once. So you bring the steady state of things is for you to bring cars into Port of Baltimore, huge port. But for the right customer that gets a hold of you and sees a car on your site, can I give out your site at this point? mdkjapan.com. You can have it shipped directly to them. They don't have to wait for it to clear customs in Baltimore and then make it to Port Arthur, Texas. That's not the way. So could you talk a little bit about that process and how you make that market?
Yes. So since after that first car, I have imported over 60 cars. So now I'm experienced how to bring the car, how to find a broker, how to clear the car, how to pay the custom duties, and how to arrange a transportation guy who can bring your car from the port to your home. So now from Japan, we have two shipment styles. One is the container shipment and one is the Roro shipment. Roro means roll on, roll off. Your car goes like a parking, like when you go to any parking plaza. So your car goes in that vessel, like in that ship. It parks and then it comes to the America. So it comes a scratchless car. So you have, I can ship the cars to the California. I can ship to Texas. I can ship to Savannah, Georgia. I can ship to Jacksonville, Florida, and I can ship it to the Baltimore, and then we have a port in New York. So all the ports, I can bring the cars. And then if a customer needs the help, I have very good, reliable people here who can clear their cars. And then I have team here who can transport their car to their driveway.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I remember when Doug bought his DeLorean a few years ago, I think he went to Chicago and checked it out and all this good stuff, and then came back, and then he had it shipped, and I thought, oh, this is going to take forever. And it was at his house very quickly, and just like you said, roll on, roll off, which was a beautiful thing. But and Doug, I wanted to mention that this site, you can peruse the available stock here, but you can actually get in touch with Muhammad directly on Facebook, and we'll put all of this in the show notes, right? So that our viewership, listenership knows how to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So I did want to ask Muhammad, and I think I know the story. And by the way, Muhammad, I own a 1990 Nissan 300ZX, or non-Fairlady Z, but that was my dream car in high school that I got 30 years or some odd later. But how is it for customers finding parts for these cars?
Okay. So if you can search in Google JDM parts dealer in your state, you will find some people. But suppose if you don't have, then I can offer this services to anyone who wants to find any parts in Japan. I have a team in Japan. So normally if I can find that part and I can ship it to you. So that's not a problem.
Gotcha. And just because it's Nissan, Toyota, and many of these cars were imported here anyway, but they were left-hand drive, of course. A lot of the parts are interchangeable, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So there's a good source of parts for engines and those type of things. Certainly things that are unique to left-hand drive, right-hand drive, that they're going to have to go to you or find
Yeah,
another source. So
to bring from Japan, yeah.
yeah, wonderful. And
But
so
normally the cars which I import, I go with the 4 and 4.5 good cars because I don't have any mechanical team here in USA. I mean, I don't bring accidental cars or any mechanical issue engine check light car so that my mechanic team can do it and then I place it for sale. Normally, I bring very clean cars. So for till now, I no customers has ever contacted me for any parts yet. But still, suppose if someone will contact me or anyone they need any part, I can source it from Japan. That's not a problem.
okay, gotcha.
And,
Gotcha. Good to know.
and if you, I just had to ask about, and Doug we're in some mind meld today, Doug, because you're saying a question that's on the tip of my tongue. The opposite is happening. But Mohammed, I gotta know, what is your dream car?
Okay, so when I came here and when I imported the Skylines, then my
Oh
dream
yeah.
car eventually became the R34 Skyline. It has the RB26 DETT engine, which Nissan says one of the best engine they have ever produced. Yeah, because of the reliability. I mean, it's a manly car. Like you can
Yeah.
as per your own style and everything because of their performance and tuning. You can do the tuning as per you. So that is why. I mean, whenever I bring any car, I just do the test drive of all the Skylines, RB20. I mean, R32, R33, and now I'll be importing R34. So whenever I take a test drive, I fall in love with the Skyline.
Yeah.
Talking to you is like talking to Mohammed. It's like talking to an automotive Wikipedia. It is so beautiful, all the details and your enthusiasm. It's fantastic. But I got to ask you, what's it like driving that Skyline? What's it like? What's it like sitting in there?
I mean, it's you can say that it's not that much automatic. So it's a person who knows how to drive a manual shift. It's a manly car. Like when you hit it, your road grip, and I mean, if you can manage it, if you can control it, that's the fastest. I mean, the engine and I mean, everything. Like I mean, I'm unable to explain the beauty of Skyline. Yeah.
Interesting. Got it. Oh yeah. So the right here, cars and coffee. Oh yeah. So you also have a really neat car that I've always I thought was pretty fantastic. The Integra, a late '90s Integra. I had a 3.2 TL, the same vintage. But talk a little bit about that car, Integra. And do you like to go to cars and coffee and have it as a conversation starter?
Yeah, I'm a little bit weak in that because normally I don't go because I mean a lot of people they find me my cars on Facebook Marketplace and then they send me invitation if I can come. So I was thinking that I should go, but it's just my weakness that I've never
Oh,
been.
I see. You just haven't been to one yet. So, talk a little bit more about how somebody can reach you on Facebook. Of course, we'll put that in the show notes to make it a little easier. But we were talking earlier, and you said some people. I would think that one of the biggest barriers in your line of work is, hey, is Mohammed for real? Is he for? When I see him on Facebook, he kind of so forward and all this knowledge, and he seems like a scammer. But Mohammed is very real. This is how he makes his living. And talk a little bit about dealing with people on Facebook and how you show that you're for real.
Yeah, so since I'm new, this is again my weakness that I've never been able to make my TikTok or Instagram page. I'm just, marketing all my cars on the Facebook Marketplace. So, and I try to boost my ads. Someone told me that you should go to the BAT, bring a trailer, and cars for bid. There are some other websites they offer the live auction of your cars, but I mean they ask for a lot of a lot of things like more than 200 pictures, then the title of the car and a lot of things. So I try to post my cars on the Facebook Marketplace, and trust me, Facebook Marketplace is one of the biggest right now that all my cars, more than 45 cars, I have been able to sell from Facebook Marketplace. So definitely, I do not go to any second source that I should go. But so I mean, I just posted from my personal ID, Muhammad Azeem. I mean, I will share it with Doug, and I mean, he can share it in the caption. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Doug.
No, yeah. No, just agreeing. And in fact, that's how Muhammad and I found each other. I saw he had a Honda Beat, although I think I'm more interested in Nissan PAO, PAO. Really neat little car that you don't see many of them. I actually have seen a few Honda Beats in the US. But yeah, that's how I found him on Facebook Marketplace. So, small world.
That is fantastic. And so as we ramp down here and get ready to close the show and guide the show gently to the off-ramp, I have to ask you, Muhammad, one last question. Where do you get your energy?
I get my energy because I have a family. So I just when I see my kids, it automatically boosts me, and I don't need any, the energy drinks to.
You don't need any of it, man. Yeah. But I tell you, talking to you is like drinking 2 Red Bulls. You have this energy and this enthusiasm that I just love. And I would love to have you back on the show every so often to hear how your business is going. But I love your style and enthusiasm.
Let me tell you something very interesting. Yes. Those guys who works in the auction, ask them that they cannot, whenever they are sleeping, they are not sleeping. Actually, they are, they are just getting up. So when in Japan, you have the cards to bid, it's just like a habit. It's just like a passion you have. So every day when you select some cars and you have to bid those cars, I mean, that's really automatically energy comes in you. And when you actually buy a car in Japan, when you have more than 197 countries of the world and more than, a lot of companies, everyone is bidding that car. And when you buy that car, this gives you, kind of what do you say, energy that, okay.
A rush. Yeah.
Like a treasure. It's almost like you've won a prize or you found the treasure. You have to compete. You eat what you kill. You have to compete for everything you get.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when I came here, so some of my customers in Guyana and Suriname in South America, they approached me and they said that we are looking for Tacoma from USA. And I approached one of the guy here who has the dealership. I said, buy 2 Tacoma. And when he bought, and that gives me, again, that energy. Okay.
So it's so funny that, Mohammed, now you're reading my thoughts. I was going to ask you one last question. So not only do you bring cars here and have them on offer, you will look for a car for someone. You'll keep an eye out. Somebody can reach out to you and say, hey, I know this is your line of work. This is kind of what I'm looking for. So for everyone listening and watching on YouTube, reach out to him because he can act as your broker. He can keep his eyes out for you and he'll be aware of things and find things that you never would have found on your own because Mohammed thinks about this 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Maybe 25.
I'm importing as well as I'm exporting cars here from USA. So, in future, I'm planning to export a lot of pickup truck to Trinidad, to Jamaica, to Guyana, Suriname, because I have a customer base there. Because I've been involved in sales also in these 4 countries. So I have my personal clientele in those countries. So yeah, that's my future plans.
Well, I can't wait to see how it unfolds. I want to welcome you here. Anything we can ever do for you, let us know. We're going to spread the word. And Mohammed is so wonderful and easy to deal with it. Reach out to him. Just shoot him a message. Hey, introduce yourself and go to that site. I'm going to give it again. MDK, Mary, Doug, K. Japan.com, mdkjapan.com. And you'll see so many interesting, well-priced cars. And then you reach out to Muhammad, and it's really been wonderful to meet you. Thank you for your time. I had a blast.
Thank you, Muhammad. Yep. And I'll be in touch with you about the Nissan PAO. I haven't forgotten.
Sir, I'm looking in the auction right now, and I'm sending you a personal link. And it's an honor for me to talk to you guys. And it's an honor for me. I'm very happy that you took me for your show and you selected.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have you back. This is too much fun. We're going to have you back. And Doug and I would talk to you about this all night, but we know you have to go eat dinner and feed your children and shovel snow. I know there are about 11 inches of snow right outside your front door.
Mine too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, not here in Florida. You guys can keep all that. Yes. But Muhammad, thank you again. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You have just heard To All the Cars I've Loved Before, your authoritative podcast on automotive nostalgia. The high revving, low mileage, late model heard around the world. That's true. Around the world. Welcome, Philippines. Authoritative podcast on automotive nostalgia. He's Doug. Reach him at doug@carslove.com. I am Christian. Reach me at christian@carslove.com. And he was Muhammad. So please follow and tell a friend. Write a review. Check out our digital switchboard, Linktree, our Linktree, linktr.ee/carslove. You'll find all of our online presences, and hey, definitely feel free to reach out. We will see you at the next local car show, showroom, race strip, or concourse. Thank you for listening. Keep the rubber side down, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, listener land. Happy New Year.